Welcome to Slay the Spire. I am Mr. Lim, and I will be your dungeon master for this evening. Let us start climbing the spire. First of all, we've got two characters. When you first start, you want to have this character unlocked, but as you start, I think after your first run, you don't have to do much in your first run, and you do open the second one. Both of these characters play slightly differently. There is a third character which is still not unlocked. It says it won't be unlocked in early access. I don't know if that's actually been designed yet, or they'll have ideas of how they want it to go, but they haven't implemented the character yet. So yeah, these two characters, one's focused on strength, one's focused on poison attacks. I prefer the poisoner because I can stack up some major poison damage if you can get the right card combinations coming in. So what I'm going to do, we're going to just collect. We're just going to select the silent, and we're going to have a run through this dungeon. I hope you all enjoy. Yeah, this dude, he's just asking if I'm having another try. I'm going to go, yep. I brought you back, fair enough. Because I've had runs before, it's not my first run. It's got to be like my 10th run now. So, the map. We've got to plan our route before we start, because if we don't, we could run into problems. Now, for me, if you look at the key, you've got elite enemies here. They're the ones that are practically like boss fights. So, if you hit them too early, like this one here, or these two over here, you don't stand much of a chance. If you hit them late, you've got a better chance because your deck's better, but the enemies also get stronger. So we don't have a choice on this map to walk through it. The maps are randomly generated, by the way. Yeah, the only place I could probably go is up this route here. But when I get to here, I'll either have to fight that one or this one. If I go up this route here, a lot of fighting, there's a shop, there's an unknown, and treasure. Yeah, I'm still gonna have to fight my way through. I think the difference is I can still fight one going up this end. This is the hardest part about this game for me, is actually figuring out which way you want to go. Now I'm gonna aim to hit this elite here, so I will probably just start on this one, go up through the shop, see what's in there early on. So let's get going. This is the battle screen. As you can see, it is turn-based combat. It is me then them. There are multiple status effects. There are also skills, attacks, and powers that can be put into play. You start with a basic deck. This is my deck at the minute. This is all I've started with. You've got block cards, you've got attacking cards, and then this is a block card with an extra effect. So if you highlight over a card, it will tell you what the effect is. So the block is the block, and discard a card. This one here, neutralize, adds 1 week, which is 1 round of week. So the week will only last 1 round, and also deal damage, but that card costs 0. Weakened creatures deal 25% less damage in attacks. So that's my basic deck. That's the one I always start out with this character. You can, or you will, expand and change your deck around as you move through the levels. We have 3 energy here, which is the energy we get to play our cards with. If you think kind of, I won't say Hearthstone, because Hearthstone you ramp up to actually start getting your combos out. This is pretty much permanent unless you either play a card which increases the amount you can get in energy, get a relic which increases the amount of energy you can hold, or you actually get a potion which will give you energy. You are stuck to what you've got down here. So the good thing about the combat in this game, or the way that you can actually plan your way around the combat, is that there is the intentions of the enemy is always shown. Now I have picked up a relic which has got rid of that in the past, but we'll get to that later. This means that the next attack, the next round, the enemy is going to attack for 11 damage. So I can plan my defense now to negate the 10 damage, the 11 damage, whilst trying to set up either an attack on him or a good put myself into an advantageous position for the next round. So I need to negate 11 damage before I do anything. So we got to use blocks for this. I have 2 block cards, which is good because they add up to 13 altogether. So that means I can defend against this using 2 energy, which leaves me 1 energy spare to give him a twat in the face. The cards themselves, if you play it, it adds a block to your character, which turns your bar blue. This card has a second effect, so when I do actually play it, I have to discard a card. But because I can only play 1 other card anyway, it doesn't matter which one I discard. All cards that are discarded and are used in your hand, so I'll just give him a hit there, it deals 6 damage. All cards which you use or you discard go into your discard pile here. And also at the end of your turn, any card you have remaining will also go into your discard pile, so you will pull out of your draw pile. So don't think that you can save cards in here per round to use on the next round. It's generally random as to what hand you actually get dealt. So the enemy does 11 damage, I blocked it and it left me with 2 block remaining. But at the start of every round, you lose your block. So there's no point putting 1,000,000 block on your character, because at the start of your next round, you will lose it all anyway. So block is only a temporary feature, a temporary measure, and you only use it to defend the round you are on. There are some trinkets and features which can help aid the blocks and help you keep the blocks, but it's never a permanent feature. So this round, the enemy intends to block and then attack for 7 damage. I don't know what the block is. The block might be for 7, it might be for 6 or 5, it's not telling me, but it is telling me that the enemy is going to gain some block and it's going to hit for 7. So first thing we need to do is negate that 7 damage. So I need 2 of these cards, will give me 10 block. So that stops the 7 damage coming through. I have a no cost card here to do 1 weak and 3 damage, which will reduce his damage again, which to 5. So technically I could have used 1 defend card to defend against it, but I don't have any attack cards because they're in my discard pile and not my draw pile. So I'm just going to waste the turn out. I'm defended against him. I'm in no rush to kill him. So we'll just block his damage and wait for a good hand to come through. The weakened I've given him has worn off, so he doesn't have 25% less attack. My Teagle's going to sleep, so she's making noises. Again, this is where the problem comes in, because I only have 1 defend card for 5 block, but it's going to hit for 7. So this round I am going to get hit for 2. And also I can strike him twice for 12 damage, but I'm only going to get 7 damage through because he's got 5 block. So we're going to hit him anyway, get rid of his block, hit him in the face. End the turn, we're going to have to just take the 2 damage to the face. There we go. And then this round hopefully set up, which is a really bad hand. Gives me all attacks and all blocks. You want a good mixture of 2. And the problem is, this time he's going to block and buff, which means I could have just gone all out with attack cards and not actually worry about defense, because he's not attacking me, and then I get all defense cards, which just really do not help. This one does damage. The weakness won't help because it'll wear off by the time it comes around to him actually attacking the turn after this, but it does 3 damage, so I'll take the damage. And it would have been discarded to the draw pile, the discard pile anyway, so I might as well have used it. He's done a buff which gives him 3 extra attack, so now he's doing 14. I can do... Now I've got 2 options here. I can either wait him out, so the next turn, if I use these 3, gives me 15 block, wastes my entire go, but I will tank that damage. He will lose his block, because it will be the next turn, but I won't get to attack. The other option I have is I can use the 8 block and 5 block to gain 13, take 1 damage, but then it allows me to hit him for 6. But that 6 will go into his shield only. And as that shield gets destroyed or removed at the start of next turn, that would be pointless. So we're just gonna... Nope, don't attack. We're just gonna defend up, end the turn, and hopefully get some attacking cards the next round. See, this is a pretty good mix. It allows me to actually throw out all of my strikes because he's not going to attack me. Even though he's got a strength increase by 3, he cannot attack me this turn because he's going to do block and a buff. So I can just throw out all 3 of my cards. So now next turn, if he is going to have block, so we'll add 5 to that. Oh, a 6 to that. So I need to do 14 damage to actually get through his block. That's 6, 12, 18. So I can kill him this round rather than defending. And if I add that as just a free action, we do reduce his shield slightly by 3 and his attack. But that's not what we're after. Let's just kill this guy then. Right, that's the first combat. I took 2 damage, which isn't too bad. And at the end of the combat, you get some money, sometimes a potion, and you also get a card to add to your deck. These are randomly generated, these cards, but you will find that they are tiered. The further into the game you are, the better the selection you will get, or the higher rated cards you will get. Which way do we want to take the deck? Because what we have to do now is adjust the deck we have and turn it into a specific deck. Now me, with this character, I usually go down the poison route, because there are some really awesome poison cards. I might do that, because it's got good damage, it's only 1 cost in. Draw a card and discard a card, it's fine, although it does move volume of cards from your draw pile to your discard pile, which can be a problem if you have a big deck and you start moving cards into your discard without using them, because you've got to wait until your entire draw pile is finished before your discard pile comes back into your draw pile. 5 block, 2 cards, that's just wasting cards. 3 cards, 1, no. So I'm going to go for Dagger Throw. It's got some damage to it, so that's pretty good. This is a merchant. If we click on the merchant, it will allow us to buy some cards. It'll also allow us to buy some relics here, which I haven't talked about yet, and some potions down here. And also it offers a feature of a card removal service. Now if you click on this, you can actually remove a card from your deck. Now if you're trying to make a specific deck that runs around a certain mechanic, then you can use this service to remove cards that don't help your deck itself or the way that you're playing. I have 119 monies, so is there anything here we like? I like the poison game, so this and this are really good cards for me. I like these two a lot. I like Bane because I do a lot of poison damage. It allows me to double hit, so that card will do 14 damage instead of 7. What's that card? The skill one, sorry, the orange ones with the banners that are in orange are like the top tier cards. The power cards last all combat. So if you play that card, then it's not just for that round, it's for the entire stage of that combat. Right, relics. Let's have a quick look at relics. Whenever you get to rest site, you start the next combat with 2 power. These are relics you can buy and pick up throughout the dungeon. They change the way that your battles will take place. They will give you bonuses to certain areas, and you can actually change the way that your deck works based on what relics you pick up. But they can be a problem as well, because a lot of relics don't just help you, they also hinder you. There's like, you start off with the Ring of Snake with this character, and you draw 2 cards at the start of combat, which is good for getting a good selection of cards on the first round of each combat. These ones down here, that's not too bad because you can always start with a specific card. That's actually really good. I like that one because if you don't have any block on you, then you gain 6 block for nothing. And that one, to me, is a bit pointless. It's either a waste of money or a waste of a pickup, just because you only get the 2 energy on the start of the next combat after the campfire, which I guess works because there's always a campfire before the boss, but that's about it. Apart from that one instance, it's not really that good. I want this, I want that, and I want that. That's cheap, so I might buy that. I like poison, so that one or that one. I'll do poison stab for now, just because it's cheaper, allow me to play it earlier. And this one, yeah, takes two energy to play, which I don't really have the monies for. Like I say, you can buy potions. You got regen potion, poison potion, and another poison. There are ones that do block. There are ones that give you energy, stuff like this. So that's the merchant. Now the unknown, I'm going to click on that. Yeah, it says basically it's random. You can either get an encounter, you can get a treasure, you can get a shop. It doesn't, you know. I think you can even get an elite through it, and I'm not sure on that one, but we'll find out. This time round, we get some story, and this one will allow us to find a relic, but lose some HP. As you walk into the room, you hear a gurgling and the grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the centre of the creature, you see glints of strange light, perhaps something magical. It looks like you can get some treasure if you just reach inside its opening. However, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. Is it worth it? That's the question. And I'd say yes. For 3 HP, 25% for 25% chance for a relic, yes. Boom. And success first time. After rummaging through the metal and burning acid, you finally grab hold of a relic and yank it out. You pull your way out of the ooze, damaged but rewarded. Now, I have actually been to this one before, and if you keep going, it takes more and more damage each time, or you take more and more damage each time, and you can lose a lot of health, but you will eventually get the relic. And all this does is raise my maximum HP by 7, which to me is pointless, because if you're low on HP, a max HP cap does nothing for you. So, and health is really hard to come by in this game. That's one thing you're going to have to put up with or work your way around. And that's why I'd rather spend longer in combat and take less damage than to rush through killing things faster whilst taking damage. This guy is a thief, and the trouble is, each time he hits you, he takes 15 monies. Now these guys are a pain in the ass because after about 3 or 4 rounds, they will run away and take the money with them. So I generally do take... Oh, too many burps. Blech. Now I generally do take damage from these, but you get to keep your money. Now these guys are it's preferable to fight these guys once you've just been to a shop and thrown out all your monies. So let's see if we can... I'd rather defend 8 and then hit him with a load of stuff, like this one. So, yeah, because if I neutralise him for 1 week, it should knock that down to 7. This is a free card as well and deal 3 damage, so he's got 7. Survivor will allow me to block all of his attack. I'll discard that because I'm not going to be using it. Although, I'm not going to be using that. That leaves me 2 power to hit him twice. I've got a dagger throw here, which I'm definitely going to use. Do I want to use that before I use that? Because it might bring up a card I can use, like the poison card. Now you'll notice there's numbers on these things down here. The 15 for the thievery means that he'll always take 15. That'll never change. The weakness though that's been added to him, the 1 represents the turn limit. So if you hit him for weakness 3, the weakness will last 3 turns. And every turn it comes down 1. Same for the poison. If you poison them for 3, they'll take 3 damage. Then on the next turn, they'll take 2 damage. Then on the next turn, 1 damage, and then it'll go. But this character does have some cards I'm wanting to pick up, which will reverse the effect of poison, where instead of it ticking down each turn, it ticks up each turn, so they'll never get rid of it, and you can actually spiral them into some major poison damage, and we're talking hundreds of points of damage a turn. So yeah, we're gonna block his 7. We're still gonna lose money even if we block. If we don't take physical damage and it's just block damage, we still lose money. So forget that. I'm gonna hit him with this card to see what we get next. Another strike. It's fine. I had to get rid of a card because that was the effect of the previous card, and then I hit him again, and then end 10. The combat might seem a little slow when I'm explaining it, but once you get into the game, it really speeds up once you've got your the type of game you want to play. You know, once you've got the cards set up you want. I am going to take 2, and I'm going to poison him because I like to keep poison on people. So 6 damage that'll do with that poison if you don't get increased. Now that is why I wanted it, because now for one card, for one energy, I can deal 14 damage, which I'm gonna do. Oh yes, that works. He's got 8 power remaining. It's gonna take 2 poison damage at the start of his turn. So if I can remove the remaining 6, which I can with this, I don't have to worry about blocking his attack, because on the next turn now they will die. Yeah, that's a good thing about poison. It's the start of their next turn, so you can actually use it as an extra attack. Got my money back, got some extra money. I like Bane, but I don't know if I should have 2 in the deck. It'll water down the effect of the deck. Too many of good cards can also stop you from having a good deck. It's not about how many you've got, it's about what direction you take in the deck. So I'm going to take the Slice because it's 3 damage for no energy, so I'll take that one. We're probably not going to last past the first elite, or if we do, we're going to be so low on energy the boss is going to end up damaging us, probably killing us. Neutralize, definitely do that first. It's a free attack, it weakens him and it takes some damage off him. I can throw out 2 blocks to get rid of that damage, and then I have no poison. Bane, I'd rather use Bane with poison, but if I don't use him now and I use, say, Strike, it'll do 6 damage, but Bane will also be put into the discard pile, so I might as well use him while I've got him, because it's 7 damage, which is better than the 6, and we'll move on. So now it's going to get a lot faster with the combat. If any new mechanics come up, I will explain them to you. Until then, we're just going to, he's going to do 12, I can't defend against that. I can throw that out, get rid of that. Throw my defense up, that's 13, so I've got him covered, and then I can just hit him with 9, get rid of that, and then end the turn, because I've got no energy left, but it does let me defend against his full attack. Right, we're taking 7 damage and a negative effect on me. It'll be either weakened or, what's the other one? Vulnerable, which means you take more damage or you do less damage. So let's get him. Right. Can I kill him? 6, 12, 15, 20, 23. I will do 23 damage next turn if I use all these, but that will still mean he's alive. So I might as well negate 5 of his attack, only take 2 to the face. I'm definitely putting poison on him. Definitely going to hit him with a strike. And I'm going to use my free attack. So that's it. If I could have gained the kill the first time round, I would have done, but nope. So I've been weakened now, so my attacks actually do less damage. As you can see, there's a red number on them instead of the white number. You can also buff your attacks and get them in green, which means they do more damage. I'm taking 5 this turn. Throw my block out. Hit him with that. And this doesn't help me, don't need it, so I'm just going to skip my go. Even if I waste an energy, it doesn't matter because it wouldn't affect what's happening. And because he's nearly dead, we'll just throw that out. Why not? We also now get a potion. Apply 3 weeks, so the week lasts for 3 rounds, which is good because I can target anyone with that. Adrenaline. Gain 1 energy and draw 2 cards. Block. Gain 5 block. Block is not removed at the start of the end. Now that's a good card if you've stacked up, say, a lot of block on yourself. You add that to yourself, so then the next round you've still got it all. But apart from that, you will lose your block. I'm going to use this one because it's free action, and I want as many free actions as I can. I'm not going to attack him, which is the elite. We will hit an elite there. Oh, that one. No, this one. Yep. We will fight an elite soon, but I'm going to go to a campfire and we'll explain what goes on here. In the campfire, you've got two options. You can have a rest, which will heal 30% of your maximum HP, so 23 each time I rest. You can only do it once as well. Or you can actually upgrade a card in your deck if you don't rest. Now that's what I'm going to do because gaining 7 health is just not really that good. Now if you click on any card, it will tell you what it will do. Yeah, so instead of gaining 1 energy for nothing, you gain 2 energy. So that's what that upgrade does. That upgrade deals 8, so 3 more damage. Bane does 10 instead of 7. These do more blocks, blah blah blah. This does more poison. You get the general idea, but that's poison over 4 plus 6. And then these just do 9 damage and 8 block, I think. I either want to do with poison or the Bane. I think I'm just going to go poison. That's what I generally do with this character, which is a shame because I generally always take a card. I've never really specifically moved my deck into, made it into something I really need. Okay, so what do we do now? Now we have multiple characters to deal with, not just ones. So I'm going to get hit by 2 status effects. So I'm going to get hit by 2 status effects and 3 attacks. 15 damage is what I need to block. I could throw out those 2 and take 5 to the face, but rather than that, if I can take any of these out, that's as good as a block in my mind. So I can gain 1 energy, draw 2 cards. That's a good card. Right, I've got Bane now. So 14 damage for Bane, which will let me take out some of these. But I'm going to have to waste 2 energy to take 1 out. I can neutralize 1. I can take him out with that. I can take any of them out with that. I've got a free 5 action, 8 and reduction. So I can take 2 of the attackers out and I can neutralize 1, 2, 3 attack and reduce his health. Is there a better way of doing this? Let's have a look. I can defend for 10, but defense is just not going to help me right now, or here. I need poison to use Bane effectively. It's 2 attacks anyway, but that 2 attack could have been them 2 instead of them 2. 3, 5, 8, 1 week. Right, let's just take this guy out with these 2. We're going to take out. It doesn't really matter which. We'll take out that slime with that, and because he's poisoned, I get double attack with that. Could I have used that? Whatever. We're gonna reduce his attack to 3, and we're going to deal 5 damage. I could have, instead of reducing his attack to 3. Oh no, there were 2 free cards. I thought I could have used the defense instead for 5, but no. So we get weakened, so we do less attacks, or less damage. Took 3 damage and we're weakened for 2 rounds. That's basically, we're in a fight where we're going to be permanently weakened. Now these guys are showing up. We're going to do 4, that's 6. So they're going to do 6 damage, so I can block 5 only if that'll let me kill, which it won't, so I might as well block all of it and kill that guy. Might as well. No point taking damage for the sake of an extra round. Now you can spend a good few hours playing this game if you actually get a good setup and go quite far. They're not attacking me this round, so I can just do damage. So, 4, 8, 13. I'll take this one out. I ain't got any poison on me, so I can't use double attack. So it's going to be single. He's going to weaken me again. Like I say, when you're fighting with things that do this, and there's enough of them, you're just going to have to accept you'll be permanently weakened. Yes. Just throw all attack cards at me, we'll die. Right, so that's the next one. 20 gold, a dexterity. I'm saving these up for hard enemies or bosses, so elites or bosses. All of these are a bit pants. That's not too bad in certain times. This one I don't like because you have to take damage to give the damage back. Because you deal 3 damage back to them. So I'll take the free block. Campfire or attacking a minion. I'm just going to campfire just so I can upgrade a card. I'm not bothered about the 10 HP I'm losing. Adrenaline might be good to get up. I want to get Bane up, and I want to get Neutralize up. Although Survivor might be pretty good to go to 11. Well, what's that, 6? Yep, getting 6 for free. Bane. I'm going to do Adrenaline, because hopefully when that card comes in, I will actually need to do it now. We'll come to a treasure room. This is where we actually get skills. This is where we get the relics from. I don't know if it's preset as the map's loaded. It is a random map, or it's randomized as you click onto it. But depending which one I choose, I will get a different relic. Go right, click on that, I get a mango. Oh, right. We've already been through this once, but to me, HP cap is not very good. But, you know what, it's free, we'll take it. And at least it wasn't a relic which negatively affects me. Do I want to heal my 10, or do I want to upgrade something? I think I'm going to upgrade something. What shall we upgrade? What did I do last time? Oh, it's been taken out. Okay. I've already done my poison, even though I've only got 1. So I will get Bane up. Not so good against multiple enemies, but very good against individual. Do I want to fight this, then get 3 randoms, potentially getting relics and getting kicked in? Or do I want to fight these, go to shop and hit that one? Right, let's hit this elite. This could be the... Have we done every other type of room? We have, haven't we? We've covered everything. That's pretty much the game. Things do get harder, and once you get up to here, there is a boss to fight. I have been through to the 3rd level, and I do know that there are multiple bosses for the end of each level. So, depending which way you go and which one you choose, there will be 5 different bosses. I think 5. I think I've met 3 so far on the 1st level. And this is an elite. Yes, I knew it'd be these. The problem with these is they're a pain in the arse. I need poison. Okay, so this is going to be a tough fight. The artifact that they have means that if I debuff them, say if I put weakness onto them, it will not affect them. They all get 1 free action, 1 free escape from a status effect. So I need to blockade, which I can do with that and that. Bane is pointless because I don't have my poison on me. I'm going to do deflect, block. These 2 are going to be awkward. You'll see why in a second. Who shall I take out? I can take you out with 10, 16. So I can do 16 damage. Who wants it? 16 times 2 is 32. Anyone close to 32? No. Yeah, we'll take the back guy out because he had the lowest health. So he's down to 20 now. Weakness. I don't need it yet because I've covered his damage. Dexterity I should have used, it'll give me extra block. I'm going to use it now anyway, so every time I use a block I gain 2 extra. See, it's gone green, and now it's on 7 instead of 5. Now let's take some damage. Right, these cards that they're adding to my deck, if you imagine all 3 of them playing it all of the time, so I've had 4 added, and I only have 18 cards. So I'm gonna use that, draw 2 cards. They will eventually fill up your hand with unplayable cards. And when they do that, and these keep coming back out, these wounds, you're knackered, because if you've got no card draw, you can't really do much. I'm gonna throw this on him. I forgot about that. Oops. But that does mean I can poison him now. Or can I do 20 damage? No. I have 5 energy, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All except 1. He's the one I'm going to poison and stab. Because, you know, if I poisoned these, it wouldn't affect them. I can do 3. So that's 10. I can do 20, 8, 16, 24. They're going to do 24 damage. So, oh no, sorry, they are. 17, 14, 20. I can do 24. Throw away 1 card. The other 2 will give me 24 block, which means I can tank all their attacks. And this guy's going to take a little bit of damage. The problem I've got is next round, all 3 of them potentially could add unplayable cards to my deck, which is 6 more cards, which would put them up to 10 out of my 18, so half of my cards are going to be unplayable. Oh, this makes it interesting, because I can, yeah, see, all 3 of them will be adding cards to my deck, but I might be able to take 2 of them out. 5, 11, 20. Oh, get off. That's him dead, and then 23 for him. I think I can kill 2. That's 23, and then I need to do 20 damage. Not going to use that for the draw first. I'm going to hit him with that. Yep. Luckily, I've saved myself 4 cards. 4 unplayable cards. I'm going to get 2 off this guy. I'll be back later. And we're back. Right, good round last time. Managed to take 2 out. No problem. I've finally got the wounds starting to come through. And I've got a deck which I've got no attacks because of the wounds. Although technically they could have come through as either skills or powers. But I think I have 1 power. But still, taking the 2 out is good enough. I'm just going to throw out 2 blocks to make sure I eat that damage. Then on the next turn, hopefully, if I get some attack cards, I can start doing damage. And thankfully, he didn't change to doing his skill that will add more cards to my deck. I don't know if they have a limit to how much they can actually send through. They might only be able to add, say, maximum 10 cards to your deck if you've got a 20 card deck. So they might only be able to fill your cards slots up 50%. Or it could be uncapped, where they could water you down to 1 in 100. If you can survive that long. 8 damage, I can block 7, take 1 to the face, that's fine. And I can do 12 damage to this guy. Come on, 12 damage, please, thank you. That's 12 damage, end that turn. It went really well, did this fight. It can go really badly if you don't have the right setup. This time I'm getting attacked, so I don't need to defend. Sorry, this time I'm getting status affected, so I don't need to defend. And the only thing I have is poison, which will not go through because of that artifact there. But I will do 6 damage, which is fine. Hopefully, if I can get... yeah. Oh, just it won't matter this time around because these wounds don't do it, but sometimes the cards are added to your hand which do damage to you or status effects to you. And some of the best ways to get rid of them is to play stuff like this. Then you can actually get rid of the negative cards into your draw pile, because if that card would have done, say, 6 damage to me at the end of my turn, then I could have just got rid of that and skipped over it. So some cards are good, some extra effects are good, some are bad. It all depends on how you play it. 19. Can I poison you? No. You're going to do 8 damage. I can block 7, take 1 to the face. I'm going to give you 10. I should have just gone for kill. Damn it. See there, if I hadn't used the defense and just gone for the kill, I would have killed him and not taken the 1 damage. But that was me being silly. I didn't think it through. 6 damage, thank you, goodbye. Right, that went really well. For an elite fight, that was really good. And now what we get is a relic, which is... there's no more monsters in question mark rooms. So that's... It doesn't really make me more powerful, it just means that I won't get attacked as much. I like backstab, it's just good damage. Exhaust means that once you've used it, it's gone. It gets removed from your deck until the end of that combat, not the round, but the entire combat. But once you go into the next combat, it comes back again. You can only use it once in each combat. But Bouncing Flask is something I want. I like that. It does random poison damage to 3 random enemies, and then mix that with the Bane, which will do a double attack for 10 each because I've upgraded it. You will do some serious damage. Question mark. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol, sitting peacefully atop. There, that was broken English. Broken sentence. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You make sure you sure don't see any traps nearby. Trigger a trap. I've got plenty of health, so I think this is like the Indiana Jones one where the boulder comes, and I get 3 options. We'll take the golden idol. As you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling onto the ground next to you. Into the ground. You realise that the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. I can outrun it and get injury, which is a curse card. It means that I could draw that as part of my deck draw, and I cannot use it. But it doesn't have a negative effect for me, as in damage or anything. I can take 18 damage by just facing the boulder. I think I can headbutt it, or I can hide and lose 4 maximum. Now my maximum is not something I'm bothered about. I've gained 24 and 7. What's there? 21. I've gained 21, so even if I lose 4 max, I'll be down to 17 plus, so that's fine, and it doesn't affect where my health is at the minute. The boulder flattens you a little as it passes by, but otherwise you can get out of there. Yay! I'm going to carry on up these 2 then, because there's no monsters in these. Now, it's not like experience where, if you do a fight, you don't have to do a lot of fighting because you will gain experience for your cards to level up. They don't work in that regard. So for me, skipping a lot of fights is actually beneficial. Fighting elites, yes, will allow you to gain idols. In fact, what did my last idol do? Enemies drop 25% more gold. That's one thing that fighting does get you, is gold. Apart from that, there's no experience or anything, so going down these paths can get you some good stuff and relics. You fall into a puddle. It is made of slime goop. Frantically, you claw yourself out. Why did I add a second A? Frantically, you claw yourself out over several minutes as you feel the goop starting to burn. You can feel goop in your ears, goop in your nose, goop everywhere. Climbing out, you notice that some of your gold is missing. Looking back to the puddle, you see your missing gold coins, combined with gold from unfortunate adventures mixed together in the puddle. We can lose 40, or we can gain 75. Yeah. We're up to a campfire, I'll just heal instead of leveling up a card. which should get me to pretty much full health. Oh, I didn't read that, but yeah, it's basically you get gold. As you make your way down a long corridor, you see a banana, a donut, and a box floating about. No, upon closer inspection, they are tied to strings coming from holes in the ceiling. There's a quiet cackling from above as you approach the object. Is that laughing cackling, or is that like electrical cackling? Crackling? No, I guess it's laughing. What do? I can heal 29, which means I can upgrade my campfire. I can max HP. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Or I can receive a relic and become cursed. At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP for each card in your hand. This is one of the negative ones. The negative curses. Now, the card of Survivor, which removes a card from your hand into the discard pile as you play it, is a good combination with cards like this, so that you can actually remove them from your hand so you wouldn't take that damage at the end of the round, but the card is still part of your deck, so it will get shuffled back into your draw pile once the draw pile's finished, run out, so that it all gets mixed back in, and so it will keep coming back through, so I'm not going to bother taking that. Heal 29 or max, although I could get a relic. No. If I were near a shop, then I probably would, because then I can get rid of that card in a shop for the card removal service. Might as well heal 29 HP. You eat the banana. It's nutritious and slightly magical, healing you. So, now, which boss do I want to fight? I don't know which one's which, so I'll just keep going left. And now I can smith up another card, because I've got full HP. So what do I want to make? Yes. I can do 3 poison 4 times now. Confirm that. Then, we're on to the boss. This is going to be interesting. Right, I know this boss. I've fought him a couple of times. This, to me, is one of the easiest bosses, if you've got a good setup for your cards. What's going to happen is he has mode shift. After taking 30 damage, changes to defensive mode. So all I do is basically annihilate him. He's not going to attack me this turn. He's got a block and a buff. So might as well use neutralize, because I can't keep it in my hand. 3, so I can do 9, 15, 21 damage. That'll leave him 6 remaining for the next turn, which will then allow me to transform him into the defensive mode. And I've noticed that if you do defensive mode, come on, doesn't matter which one, it's the end of my turn. See, he's got 6 left before he turns into defensive mode. He will do a big attack. Sugar. I need to be able to do 15 damage. Take out his block and his mode shift. 16, 15, so it's definitely 15. I've got a 10 there, and I've got 6 there, so that was quite lucky. Otherwise I'd have had to block 18 block out of 32, 36, so that'd be another 12 damage, which I don't want to take. I do notice though that at the start of once you beat the boss and you go into the next round, on the next level, you do get all your health back. So you don't have to play a defensive game where you keep your health up at the bosses. Although bosses like this, I do find it quite easy to do that. So take that off, knock him into defense mode, and then he can't do anything. The only trouble I've got with this, can't do anything here, so we'll just end the turn. What the boss gains now is thorns. So I'll take 3 attack every time I hit him, except if I play poison, that's not me touching him. If I do back poison stab, that is me touching him. So I've got 1 left. Do I do this? I don't see how that's going to help me, but it's free. Might as well see what cards come out. Oh, yeah, that's actually very helpful. See, now we're stacking up the poison damage. He's up to 24, so he will take 24 damage in the next turn. I can put another 4 on and take 3 damage, which I'm going to do just because I get my health back at the end of at the start of the next round. I won't do the 5 damage. If he had poison on it, then yeah, sure. Oh, didn't see that he had 9 attack, but it doesn't matter. This is my buffer to kill the boss. 16 damage. I can do 10 and 10. Boss taking 6. It's worth it. Did I take 6? I think I took 6. Should have been 2 hits, because it's like this one is 8 times 2, means it's going to be done in 2 hits. You do have different types of attack which do different things. These double attacks get around certain things, like one relic reduces any damage under 6 to 1 damage. So if you get hit for 5, it's going to be 1 damage. You get hit for 4, it's going to be 1 damage. Now if someone were going to attack you with, if you manage to get your block up to a certain area and you'd only be hit for 5 on the remainder, then it'd only hit you for 1, but if they've got multiple attacks, the second attack after that will give you full damage. I can just sit here and leave him. Just try and take this. 16, that's 8, and that's 13. I'm going to take 3 damage. But I don't care, he's going to take a lot more than me. Right, now he's back. But he has a problem. I've got to hit him for 40 damage to turn him into defensive mode. The end of this turn he's going to be hit for 26 damage. Also, I'm going to get hit for 25 damage, which I'm not bothered about because I can tank it. So he's going to die in the next couple of turns. Well, anyway, I might as well use everything. I'll give him 1 week, so that's 25% off. It'll only do 20 damage instead. 3 times 4, what? 3, 6, 9, so it'll only do 12. Okay. I guess it only affects the main attack number, so 5 to 3. The 4 remains the same. No, it was by 5 last time, wasn't it? 5 by 4, 4 by 5, 20. I don't know. I didn't read it right. 3 attack left. Give himself 5 block. He's going to do 12 damage. I'll do 6 damage. I'll do 9 damage. And then he's going to get hit for 26. So he's straight back into defensive mode. He doesn't even get to attack with that. And all I've got to wait for now is the 2 cards, the draw pile, and I'll just keep piling poison on him. But I didn't get any. Okay, so let's just defend. I'm not even rushing anything. The boss is done now. End of next turn he's going to get enough poison damage to kill him. Is it? No, turn after. So I'm just going to... I didn't put my blocks up. But again, at this point, I don't even have to play defensively. I'm just waiting him out because he's going to die next turn. So I am going to give him as much poison as I can just for the sake of it. There is a card in here as well for poison where you can triple the poison that's on people, on the enemies. So on bosses, if you can get them up to say 40 on poison, which is pretty easy to do, you saw how quickly I got this guy up to like 30 odd to 40 poison. Throw on the triple card and they're up to 120 damage in poison per turn. As you can imagine, it gets excessively stupid. That's the boss done. I get a choice now. I'll get some good gold, some regen potions, and I get to add a card. This is the card I was on about. Poison grows stronger by 1 instead of lowering each turn, which is extremely good for keeping people in poison and they keep getting stronger and stronger. This is also pretty good if you've got some major poison dealers. If you can get them up, enemies up to say 40 on poison, and then throw that card down. Yes, it removes the poison, but it does 80 damage to every enemy. I love going down the poison. Now, this card I didn't talk about, but it's simply deal 1 damage to all enemies each time you play a card. For me, that's pointless, because usually by the time I get this card, like now, the enemies are going to be too hard to actually be bothered about 1 damage a card. And at maximum I'll play is probably 4 or 5 cards a turn. And that's only 5 damage. So, Venomology, Alright. Or Corpse Explosion. Both of these are going to work well with this poison setup I've got. I wish I had the triple card. I'd take that in an instant. The triple poison. I'm going to go for the power of Venomology. That's not a free card, by the way. I do have to play it. Like I said, that's not a relic. I do have to play that card. So if that's the last card that comes through, it could take 3 or 4 rounds or turns before I actually get that card up. Now we get to choose a relic. Add 5 cards to your deck. Potions always drop after combat. Or for every 5 cards in your deck, heal 2 HP whenever you enter a campfire. I have 20 cards, so I will heal 8 HP by just entering a campfire, but yeah, it's pointless. Don't like that. I like stuff that actually affect the combat. Yeah. That's crap. Sorry, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. They're all bad, these. I really don't like any of them, but I'm going to choose 5 cards, and hopefully it will give me what I want. Don't care about that. I love the 8 damage 1 card because it's just a 1 energy card. Give me the triple poison, please. That's no. It's free, as in it's a free action. See this? It's this one here is a bit counterproductive for me, because if you fill your hand with these, well, no, because it exhausts. Each time you draw it, it does 4 damage and exhaust, but it reduces you from reduces the draw from the deck, because yeah, it might do 4 damage when it comes out and you don't have to pay out for it, but technically you lose a card because you don't draw another card out. It exhausts itself. All these are bad, very bad. Give me triple poison. This one isn't so bad, but the thing is I've only got 1 thing that adds weakness. I'm going to take it anyway because I don't want to overfill on Bane. Although Blade Dance, no, it's just 2 shivs. You can get a power that gives you a shiv every turn. So Heal Hook and the last one. We do have a power. That's a pretty good power. This I've never liked, because it just basically it's just refresh your deck, your hand. This one as a powers, it's alright because you can actually keep hold of 1 card permanently to set up a combo, which as you can see, the combos would be extremely effective in this sort of game, or in sort of certain card setups. Keeping 1 card to hand is always good. I didn't get my triple poison, which I'm disappointed at. Let's hope there's a shop somewhere near where I can. And then that's on to level 2. And then that keeps going and going. So what you do the same again. You plan your route. 20 shops, any question marks, any unknowns and merchants, treasures or elites that you want to fight. And then you keep going. The setup I've got now, I'm not overly confident with. I can probably get to the boss of this level. But unless I pick up something major, I don't think I'd better stand too much. Because all these, or 2 of these, were just HP raises rather than actual affecting the... In fact, none of this affects combat. That stops encounters, those 2 increase health. That does affect it, but I'll start with that. Gold, and then 5 cards. So yeah, I've had no relics this turn round that actually affect the combat. But anyway, that was a quick look. I'd say quick look. It's taken ages at Slay the Spire. It is a game that's on Steam. It is in early access. It is receiving weekly updates, and it's definitely worth playing if you like card games, if you like turn-based combat, if you like roguelites. It has all them elements mixed up inside it, and it has actually got quite a lot of polish as the game. It's it just needs like optimization. It needs, what's the word for it that I'm looking for? Balancing. Yeah. The one issue I do have is that I do seem to keep going back to the same sort of setup. Like with this guy, yeah, I know he's based on poison, but I always try, I always go down the poison route. He's going to block next time for another 40 block. So let's just get some stuff out. That's going to do nothing. It lets me draw a card. Because if I can't get through his block and start hitting him, it'd be pointless. Although I do have to say, a tip for anyone on this guy, poison, it doesn't negate block, but it does poison the enemy. I guess it isn't that good of a tip. Yeah, I can't negate this, but again, I can get my poison up to 40 damage per turn easily. It's not a problem. What's this? Oh, that's my Verminology. So yeah, just a quick attack will give him... Oh, he's got 3 negates, so I can't poison him for 3 attacks anyway. Yeah, anyway, if you liked it, I'll leave a link in the description. I'll leave a comment if you think that my playstyle, it needs some improving. If you've got any tips, please leave them, because I do need them. I can get to like pretty much the boss of the 3rd level, but that's about it. I am still playing it. I am still a noob at it as well. And don't forget there are other characters to play. Well, one other one at the minute. It was more of a power, health regen block base. It's more of like a warrior. This guy's more like a poisoner. So, but the combat is pretty much the same. You do block, you do skills, you do attacks. You can base them around weaknesses like vulnerability, poison, or just pure damage. You can just do a damage run as well. So yeah, if you like the look of it, at least check it out on Steam. I will leave the link below. I've been ThunderSnow. Thank you all for sticking around this long if you have done. Leave any comments, any likes if you did. And I'll see you all next time.